that again. Oh my goodness. I'm under serious attack from these things. Oh boy. Leg out. Leg out. I'm tangled. I'm tangled. All right, are we back? What do we got? What have we got? It does appear as though we might be back. All right. Good. Well, that sucked. I don't know what to say about that, but yeah, we're having to make a part 2 here. Whatever that was, we're just going to have to not ever do it again. You know what I mean? And I'm going to move these gargoyles a little higher up because of all the things that are going wrong right now, we're going to try to make them not part of the problem because they're too cool to be thought of as less than that. Kenny Rodriguez, ahoy! Sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know. I'm just as shocked as anybody. So, cheers. Welcome back. I'm going to get through a couple of cards, so just going to have to do this as a part 2 and hope that it never happens again because this is just dumb. I do not like it. No siree. Oh, man. Get in there. Hang. I like these things. All right. Seth Bogle? Bogle. It's got to be Bogle. Seth Bogle, the real T. Hello. Thanks for tuning back in. We had a minor malfunction. That was kind of weird. Might be because I'm using my phone and I got a phone call. I guess airplane mode would make a lot of sense, huh? But in any case, we were unboxing this monster right here, Haunted Mansion, Call of the Spirits game. We were just about to get to the cards when all holy hell broke loose. That's 2020 for you, right? All right, well, let's see if I can resume where we're at. Love their content. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We do try to put out things that make your day better, not worse, whenever we can, because everybody needs a better day. Everybody. Phone call. Okay, well, that's what it was. Here's hoping nobody tries to call me. All right, well, trying to get reacquainted with what I was doing here. So let's refer to the contents list. I said this would save the day. So I am currently looking at 120 haunt cards, and they are tiny, like tiny. Dig the scale on that. They are really small. And they all, my goodness, that's loud. This is my set life. Loud cars that like to show off. So these haunt cards they've got a bunch of, well, numbers. They're numbered cards, and that seems to be basically all they are. And let's see if this sheds any light on that so that I can find quickly. Oh, there we go. Throughout the game, players will accumulate unwanted haunt cards. Unwanted, huh? Each haunt card, spider webs. I need to dust. Each haunt card features a haunt value of either 1, 2, or 3. When you draw a haunt card, you may look at the haunt value, then place the... Well, that's gameplay stuff. But, okay, so maybe they're not as good as I assumed. But, oh my goodness, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. This is a huge, massive pile of cards. It's 120, which really doesn't, for a deck of game cards, it doesn't sound like much. But when they're that small, it really just is a stack that wants to fall over at all times. So, all right. The webs are winning. Okay, so that's the haunt cards. And I was under the impression that you would use them during bidding. But again, this isn't a walkthrough. It's not a tutorial. I'll figure out the game later. Right now, we just gotta bust it open so it can be experienced. Then it can be explained. Yar. All right, then we have two other sealed decks of cards in here. I'm going to start with this one because it has a neato kind of reference card on top that I want to get a better look at. Let's see if I can get inside without a knife. It's got that strip on there, like old cigarette packs did, but it's not making it obvious how to... Yeah, I think I found it. Really got to use that thumbnail. There we go. Alrighty. And here's this. Wow! So here's what we've got. We've got reference cards. One for each player, according to color. So you've got the green, red, purple, blue. That's kind of a lemon lime, kind of yellowish green thing. And straight up gray. So there's those. Beyond that, we go by backs. We've got these. And we've got these. Okay, two distinct kind of card backs. Let's just see what they are, shall we? Okay, so the first ones, well, actually, let's look at them both. 99 ghost cards. That's these. These would be ghost cards. Woo-hoo. And on this side, well, that's a ghost. Eep. Draw a card from the ghost deck when you collect this card. That's a ghost. That's a ghost in a bowl. And many, 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 many more. In fact, some pretty neato artwork, in fact. I just said in fact twice. Sorry about that. Anyway, these be ghosts. There be ghosts here, mateys. And I'm sure they are either good or bad. I'm not seeing an immediate clue as to which it is at the moment, but that is to be determined. Really obsessed with pirates right now. Well, that's the right thing to obsess about. Freedom, matey. Freedom. There's a whole lot of people out there trying to find structure in your life, and the sooner you can break free from that and find a path that is good and right for you and for the person next to you, the better off you are. Liberate yourself, fly the black flag, and play some games. Yar. Except this month we're doing creepy stuff. Otherwise, that speech would have had a little more impact. So this is more ghost cards, I see. But it does say there's supposed to be 99. Yeah, this is all ghost cards. Those other ones, event cards, there's only 14. Oh, and I didn't even look through them. My bad. So this is... I do believe this is the game timer. They kind of show you, like, you know, I think it's a matter of what turn you're on, how far you have to go, when the game ends, things like that. I don't know, there's parts of this game that remind me of that Mask of the Red Death game we reviewed like 2 years ago. But since I haven't played it, I wouldn't know how resembling it really is. Let's see. Crossroads game. I have that... Gosh, what was it called? We did a thing about it. I can't remember now. Don't I feel stupid? Hey man, things move too fast. Dead of Winter though, yes, that's definitely one of them. Have not played that. The only one I've played is the piratey one that we have inside. Inside the box, yes, true. In the first one, there is a very cool thing happening on the inside of the box. It's got the ceiling view. I have heard fans of the Haunted Mansion, Disney Files, you know, those park people that love to go out there, they've really appreciated having things like this. You know, we're inundated with Pirates of the Caribbean stuff, and mostly it's for the movies, but it's pretty cool to have stuff like this coming out also. Can't imagine we're going to have a good Thunder Mountain game, is that what it's called? But yeah, one can hope, right? All right, finishing up the ghost cards. I don't think there's going to be any surprises in here. I'll just sort of fan these out this way since I assume that, but as you can see, there's some creepy cool stuff going on with these cards. And I'm sure they do cool things too. I think gaining ghost cards is a good thing, but I can't speak authoritatively on that just yet. So I ain't a gonna. But yeah, that's a lot of ghost cards. 99 ghost cards. That is exactly the same amount as the red balloons from the 80s. Oh, bad day at school. Sorry to hear that. I had a lot of those. I know what those are like. I'm sure they've changed a bit since my time, but, you know, any bad day is a bad day, no matter what it's composed of. So, cheers to you, and cheers to anyone who's still out there. All right, I got thrown off a bit by that whole part 1, part 2 thing, but we do appear to have reached the end here. And I've thrown a bunch of cards everywhere, so I've made a mess. But I do that. If you've ever seen me do this before, you know it ends up everywhere. But we've got our ghost cards. These haunt cards are just... I'm going to be picking these up off the floor for days. Instructions. Just kind of putting things in a general kind of area where I can find them again. This is the reference cards. Always good to have. And why aren't you gone? There we go. Event cards. Remember you. Wow, this is just all full of haunt cards. Oh yes, and the sectional storage box. That's just weird. I'm going to have to figure out why that exists. And the Grim Grinning Ghosts, kind of the Three Hitchhikers mini. Let's see if we can get a slightly better look at that. Can we catch the light, I wonder? It's just not taking the light in the way that I would like. But yeah, there they are. And the candelabra. Oop, I can't stop hitting that thing. And we've got the pre-assembled dials. And we've got the board with the rotating accessory for the middle. And that is that. A few Ziplocs to put them in. Because they are courteous. Some people just toss this crap in there in disposable shrink wrap, and then it's up to you how you're going to store it. And I'm not saying everyone does that, but it certainly is common enough to mention. Ahoy there, Harley Quinn. Good to see you. Always glad to have your company. Chad, 5933. Forgotten Waters. Geez, yes, that was it. How embarrassing. But on the other hand, I don't know, we move so fast here. I get a game on the table, sometimes we'll unbox it, and then we play it through, we write up a review, or whatever these 60-second ones are considered, and then we blast that out, and then we've got another game that immediately replaces it, and before you know it, we're like 10 games later, and I'm like, gosh, what was that one called again? I can't recall. Everything's moving too fast. For instance, did you know that it is October 21st? I swear, we just left September, and now October is nearly over. It's like time is really flying. So make sure you're doing something so that you can look back and say, well, that's what I did with my time. Because believe me, it helps. See this white beard? That's how us oldies handle that kind of pressure. Oh, and cheers. I'm sorry, I forgot to offer this up. Cheers to all of you. I see you're still lurking about, and I appreciate that. Oh, October 10th. Right, I know. Wasn't that just a few hours ago? And yet, here we are. Okay, so I've reached the bottom of this. I'm probably going to keep it on the table because we're going to have to get to it soon. We've got... Hopefully tomorrow, I'm hoping tomorrow, we're going to get the third video of our zombie dice for those watching that. I don't know, for whatever reason we wanted to revisit it. We've got our little custom cards. We did a video like 2 years ago on Halloween. But we never really got into the rules of how zombie dice works in any kind of detail. Even 60 seconds of paying attention to it is more than we had done before. So we're doing zombie dice base game, and then there's 2 expansions, and then we want to take one last look at the custom cards that we made, which are available on Board Game Geek. You can just have them as long as you have a printer and something sharp to cut them out with. Don't hurt yourself. And then I've got the Haunted Mansion game and the Five Nights at Freddy's, not to mention the fact that we're on the Treehouse of Horror. There's 30 episodes. I heard a rumor that the 31st episode has already aired in Canada. So I'm going to be asking around to any of my Canadian friends to see if they've seen it, if there's any way for me to watch it. But it sounds like the last one is going to be delayed, which means we're going to have to air something else on the 31st rather than the 31st episode. And that's going to kind of suck, but that's what we're up against. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll be getting to this, we'll be getting to that, we'll be getting to those other things, and then if there's any time left, we'll do something else. And then when November hits, all of this crap is going to come down, and then we're going to get back to normal for a moment before the Christmas trees come out. There's something about us that is very thematic, therefore I feel ruled by whatever holiday happens to be looming at the time. Especially this one. This one really takes over my brain. Always has. And odds are, if you're into this kind of thematic stuff, then you're probably a Halloweenie as well. Let's see.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Just digging through the chat, making sure I'm not ignoring anyone. Dead of Winter again. Yes, yeah. I gotta spend more time with those games. I hate it that games come through here so fast. I never really get a chance to experience them in the way that I, should. Some people get a board game and then they play it for 6 months or a year. For me, it's more like 6 days and then it's just gone. And then I'm like, well, there were expansions. There was different modes of play. There's all kinds of things that could have been explored, but I had to move on to the next thing. That's part of the fun of it. Live, yes. I am live, Shannon. Thank you for noticing. That's why I'm going, and stuff like that. Usually I can edit. This time, not so much. This is why I edit, because I'm a verbal stumbler. Haunted Mansion, Haunted Hotel, hi Delaney. Haunted Mansion, Disney. Probably both coasts. I don't know if I saw one in... I went to the Disney in Florida one time, and it was in like 1996, something like that. So things could have even changed. Let's see. Part of those... Yeah, unfortunately, what he says is true. We've got... Our broadcast got interrupted. This is our part 2. Had to start it over again. Tried to get it reconnected, but apparently it just doesn't work that way. It's a bummer. Thank you. It's great to be unedited. However, it's also kind of annoying for people watching because they have to hear me go, a lot, because I do that. When I edit, I can just use the best choice cuts, right? Let's see. Gloomhaven. Oh, what? Who's ignoring Delaney? Anyway. Gloomhaven. Yes and no. I've played it twice, and we have the game inside. We even bought sleeves and the insert. It wasn't Broken Token, it was the other one. And it's just kind of been sitting there for basically an entire year because we're always inundated with these other things. And I'm trying to move them through so I can get some room to breathe, and we've been taking on less games to review, but it still doesn't change the fact that we're always kind of working on more stuff. So it really slows us down. But yes, Gloomhaven. It's one of the gaming events of our lifetime, and it absolutely kills me that we haven't had more to say about it. But hopefully in the future. Let's see. OCD. Yeah, I hear that's a thing. Quite unfortunate. Unless you make it work for you. Star Wars role-playing game. See, role-playing games are funny with me. I haven't really been able to get into that world. I have had two major experiences with RPG, and they were both pretty negative, about as negative as you can get. And that doesn't mean two sessions, that means two experiences. One of which involved a diabolical DM, or GM, in case some of my friends are listening, who was an absolute control freak and didn't like the way that I played, so would ignore anything that I had to say about my own personal skills in the game and would just throw me in jail, even though my specialty was picking locks. They're like, nope, you can't pick the lock. You're stuck there. And you get to skip 5 turns until I feel like talking to you again. So, I mean, it was bad. And then the next time is difficult to explain, but I ended up naked and being absolutely covered in giant aroused spiders. And we don't really talk about that. But it was negative. It was funny, but it didn't really end well, and I didn't go back. Not like a rage quit kind of thing, just kind of a, well, that sucked and I don't want to do it again. So if I'm ever going to roleplay a game in the future, it's going to be with, I don't know, some brand new group that I haven't found yet. My kid ran a game for a while, but it was for kids of that age, so it wasn't for me. Let's see. Stanley Hotel, really haunted. Okay, that sounds cool. I did a movie extra thing for a while, and I did a bunch of movies, and that was a really weird experience. And one of the ones that I did was Dark Knight Rises, and this is a kind of an off-topic story. But for Dark Knight Rises, in the scene where Catwoman got thrown in jail, they bust us out to this old abandoned women's prison in California. And Sybil Brand, I think is the name of it. I looked it up online, and it has this well-known, terrifying attic upstairs. And I walked up there myself, and I couldn't do it. I mean, I don't know where I land on the whole are there ghosts around me or not thing most of the time. But when I walked up there, my feet refused to continue moving. It was this terrifying feeling. And I was reading some reports online about, people's experiences in there and the horrible things that happened in that prison. And I'm like, yeah, maybe you're implanting that idea in my head, but I absolutely feel like I'm standing in a place where something like that happened, where it left this horrible, scum on the walls that's palpable to me. And I had to get the hell out of there. So, yeah, I hear stuff like haunted places and all like that. I'm like, I'm kind of not excited to ever visit another one, but maybe I should get back on that horse. But it was spooky, very spooky. 'Tis the season for spooky memories like that. Let's see. In the future, guys, play your favorite board games. There's a lot of online board game play happening right now, and I haven't been participating in it much, but I gotta get past that because that's the new now, right? And you have to adapt. Storage shed full of games. Yeah, you know what we have? And this would actually make a funny picture. We've got several shelves downstairs. And then we've got a, what do you call those? Like a duvet or something? No, that's a blanket. Okay, I can't remember. But it's this like, basically a couch, and it's covered with games. And then upstairs, we have a room with giant shelves also filled with games. And then our green screen room, every time you see like me do that kind of thing, that has all of our seasonal games in it. And then the stairs, 2 flights of stairs going upstairs, we use as shelves. And one of them is all inbox stuff, and the other one is all pirate games. So yes, we're absolutely drowning in games, and we've got to start getting rid of some of them because they're taking over the house. Send help. Let's see. Got to get a game to play without arguing. Then you're going to want a co-op, because if you play stuff like Uno or anything where you're pitted against each other, then you might break stuff, furniture perhaps. Let's see, RPGs, a group. Yeah, you just got to find the right group for RPGs, and I don't have one. I've never had one. maybe one of these days it's just going to happen and it's going to be like, where you been all my life? This is what I was saving my energy for. And now I'm old. I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to kill my neck. This is, say hi to my iPad. What a surprise. It's branded. The amount of blowing. It's bad. What did you do? Pirate RPG. I do know somebody locally who runs a pirate role-playing game. It sounds like it's a pretty good one too, but my problem is I don't wish myself on any group as a player. I don't trust my own promises. If I say, yay, I'll be there on Tuesdays, history shows that I'm probably not going to. I am not reliable in that way because I'm doing all of this. And tonight I'm just kind of goofing off here. It's nice of you all to share this moment with me, but for the most part I'm in here and I'm just kind of doing all this until I'm done, and then I say, I don't want to look at a board game anymore. I just want to watch cartoons, because that's my other thing. We sell a pirate murder mystery, which lets people get into the idea of role-playing, but lightly. A murder mystery. There's some... yeah. I've been seeing some... like, the mystery thing really seems like it's been coming into style. I haven't taken any steps into that direction, but it sounds really cool, especially as a group or solo activity. And by group, I mean like you get a bunch of people together, werewolf style kind of thing, solve a mystery like an escape room sort of thing. Or you're all by yourself, a mysterious package comes in the mail, that sort of thing. I don't know exactly what yours is, but I've seen a couple of different modes of severity on that, and they're all pretty interesting, actually. Stanley Hotels, where the Stephen King wrote The Shining. That's neat. I don't think I'd want to go there, but that's neat. The hat. Gosh, I can't remember the hat. Let's see. Is it marked? Oh, everything's covered in cobwebs. All right, it's not branded. I'd have to look it up. I can post a link or something. But yeah, it's actually not that hard to find. This is my bee hat. It's the kind of leather one. Do you remember?
I'm looking it up.
Okay. She's going to look it up. We're going to tell you what this hat is. I've been asked several times, and I always have to look it up and put it down. I need to stick a Post-it note on the wall or something. Let's see. Nothing scares me except politicians and people with guns. Well, those are two very terrifying things, that's for sure. Let's see. La-di-da-di-da. Wow, I keep falling behind. Scooby-Doo. We have a Scooby-Doo game. We did an unboxing. I don't know if we're going to have time to get to a walkthrough. I'd love to, though. Let's see.
Epic Armory.
Epic Armory.
It's no longer available on Amazon, but I do believe I was able to see them on their website too. But
yeah.
It's Epic Armory.
But you can find them around. Yeah, Epic Armory. That's the hat. And they come in a variety of fruity flavors.
Like 2 or 3 last time I checked.
Okay, bye. Great night. All right. Well, that's probably a good time for us to log off as well. I'd like to thank y'all for stopping in for this live unboxing on this here Pirates Parley October edition where the spooky things never end. And thanks for taking the ride. It's great talking to you all. And we're going to hit the road. And I'm going to go probably watch some Scooby-Doo. Go play some games and have some drinks and be happy and be good to each other. Because right now we need a little bit of, we need some peacemakers. So I'm going to go and do that thing. And I will see you next time. Oh, until then, play fair. And I'm going to figure out how this works. Ha ha! Here it is. Yar!